On this episode of Sugar Free Shawn, building your diabetes dream team.
There's a saying that you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and that's very true. The great news is we get to choose who we hang out with. I've built my diabetes dream team by hanging out with super cool people living with diabetes, friends, family, diabetes educators that have helped me tremendously in my journey of living well with diabetes. Meet Lindsey Carswell. Lindsey is a 20-year-old university student, ski instructor, and pilot. Not many people at the age of 20 can say they are a pilot, let alone a pilot with type 1 diabetes. I met Lindsey Carswell 2 years ago on the George Canyon and Friends Diabetes Heroes Tour. I was immediately attracted to her positive energy, her determination to not let any obstacles get in the way of her dreams. And immediately, Lindsey became part of my diabetes dream team.
Well, it was difficult for me to get my pilot's license. I started off when I was 16 and I was taking lessons at the local airport. And the next summer, when I was ready to go up for my first solo, going by myself, my instructor told me I needed my medical. So I went into the doctor's office and I asked to get my medical. And he said, "Oh, you're diabetic. You can't get your pilot's license." And I sort of thought, wait, I did all that work for nothing? Just because I'm diabetic, I can't fly? If I have good control of my numbers, why am I any different than anyone else? And he said I could try to get my medical. It was a difficult process. He didn't recommend me trying it, but I said if there's a small chance I can get it, I will try my best to get it. So we contacted Transport Canada and they sent me a list of things I had to do, including sending my blood sugar results for the past 3 months, sending in my A1C, getting my eyes checked, getting an electrocardiogram, and a letter from my doctor. So I got all those done and sent them in, and I got a letter back saying my blood sugar results were not good enough. I was very sad and very depressed, but my parents helped me out and we worked really hard for the next 3 months to get very good blood sugar results. Now nobody's perfect, but I tried very hard to be. So I sent in those results and they sent me a letter back saying I still hadn't passed it, but I was very close to the limit. So they talked about it in a board meeting, and a few weeks later they sent me a third letter saying that they would grant me my medical. So finally I was able to go up solo, and I kept flying that summer, and the next summer I took my flight test and I passed it. So at age 19 I was a fully licensed recreational pilot. I was very happy when I got word that I had passed my medical. It had been the first time in my life that someone told me I couldn't do something because of diabetes, and I'd always told myself that I wouldn't let diabetes get in the way. So once I finally passed my medical, it was just a aha moment where I said, see, diabetes won't get in the way, and I can do anything. So anyone with type 1 diabetes can do anything they set their mind to. Since type 1 diabetes is an active part of my life, and I am in my friends' lives, type 1 diabetes is in their lives as well. My friends care about me a lot, and one example of that is that they download an app on their phone to see how much sugar and how many carbs are in everything. So whenever we go out, sometimes I would just guess and say, oh, I'm having a hot chocolate, I'll just guess at how much sugar is in it and take the amount of insulin that I think I should. And I would end up high sometimes, and my friend said, Lindsey, that's not okay. I have an app on my phone for you now, so whenever we do go out, I will look up how much sugar is in it, and that way you can take the right amount of insulin. So that meant a lot to me. It really opened my eyes to show me how much they care about me, and I think everyone with type 1 diabetes should live their lives telling their friends and talking about it, because I can't tell you how much it helps me to have my friends there for me. Well, I went on the first George Canyon and Friends Diabetes Heroes Tour last year, and we went to 3 different cities, and we did it again this year, going to 5 different cities across the country. And it was such a great experience because we got to meet so many people with type 1 diabetes and see that it touches so many people's lives. And I really think that being a part of the type 1 diabetes community is very important, because it really makes us feel like we're not alone, and you can talk to someone that you've never met before, but talk for hours because you can relate. You have something in common that touches your lives. Going on the George Canyon and Friends Diabetes Heroes Tour, there was Mike Fisher, Jordan DePape, and I who were speaking. And Jordan is a hockey player and Mike is a snowboarder. So they had a lot of people to relate to. A lot of kids coming up to them, talking to them, saying, I play hockey or I snowboard. But me talking about getting my pilot's license, you don't meet a lot of people who say, I fly a plane, I want to get my pilot's license. I still enjoy talking to everyone and relate to a lot of people, but not necessarily on flying. However, this year when we were in Barrie, there was a girl who was part of the Air Cadets, and she had contacted me and told me about her dream of flying, just like me. And when I was in Barrie, I got to meet her. So it was so great being able to talk to someone who was going through the same experience that I was, and help her and encourage her and inspire her along the way. If someone was newly diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, I would tell them that their life is not over, living with type 1 diabetes is very doable, and that diabetes won't get in the way of anything you want to do. I would also tell them that being an active part of the type 1 diabetes community is great, and it will often help them in all their future endeavors.
I'm often asked, how do you start building your own diabetes dream team? And I think the best way to do that is to get involved with diabetes charities and communities. Great groups like Connected in Motion, Canadian Diabetes Association, and JDRF. Look at their websites, look at their events, and go out to those events and get involved, because there you'll meet other people living well with diabetes and their friends and family.
On the next episode of Sugar-Free Shawn, no pain, no gain. Good Life trainer Lucy Wu will give you some easy but effective exercise tips to get you moving.